Dustin Young, Lone Roamer. Today, we're going to do a walk around on the Super Pacific X1 camper that I have on my 2018 Toyota Tundra. We're going to go through the features, the sizes of the openings, some things like that, and just give you a good overview of this camper. Why I chose it, why I made a change from my Go Fast version 1 to this camper, and what it is I love about this thing, and the type of camper that it is, and what I'm going to use it for. All right, so as you can see, I actually have my bike rack on. I got double swing out bumper. I got all this stuff going on. But what's really nice, these hooks, you can get a lot of stuff to them, and they work great for this system. You can easily connect the bike rack for stability, especially when you have a lot of weight on it. So as you can see, this camper has big doors, right? And this hinge structure is large. These locks work really well. You can see up here, the hinges that they use are billeted aluminum, bolted down really nice. One of the things that I've noticed on this camper that's pretty awesome is anywhere there is a bolt, it is an M6. I think they're all by 12. So even when you go to attach things to it, you're gonna use M6 by 12 bolts just about everywhere. And that means all this hardware is pretty universal, which is really cool. So as you can see, these are pretty large doors, and they have really nice hinge structure. All this cabling up here, double cabled. You can unlock these really easily from the inside by just pushing this lever. Nice gas struts. Adjustable height opening here, so you can choose if you want it higher or lower. Right now these are in the middle. One of the cool things about the middle, I'll show you when we get up top, is it makes this pretty flat. So the other thing you can see, there's a really nice lip all the way around this, and you can see that lip provides, if any rain is coming, it's going to hit that and roll around, and you're not going to get it in the truck. They use your typical gasket structure across the bottom, and these are nice big openings in order to get into the vehicle. Okay. The door also has ways to hang stuff or hook stuff to it. It's pretty strong. It's a pretty sturdy system, so you're not going to have it trying to just randomly close on you. Okay. Also, when you close it, it's a very positive. It closes very nicely and it's secured. Something else on this thing, if you look here, all these are T-slot, standard Yakima, Thule, you name it, T-slot. Okay, and I already have the attachments for the awning on here, but these T-slots mean you can go just about anywhere and buy the slots that you need in order to attach things to the rack, okay? The handles to open and close this are really nice. They're great looking blue handles. I have Zamp solar on this thing, 270 watt panels, and then the HD bars, and then I'll add the sup rack to it. A couple other things to note on the outside. Up here, you can see those black port, if you pop out that cover. So if there's enough room, the way this rack was done, like a Princer or something will fit right on the roof and fit under it. So if you want to do lighting and all that, you'll be able to run the wires right and into the camper. This camper does have, when we get in the inside, you'll see the ability to have a lot of electrical, and it has a great electrical chase. Right. So let's get this bad boy flipped open. All right, so the camper's pretty dirty. We've been out a couple times with it. It's been great. One of the things is I definitely opted for the back window this time. I did not do that in my previous camper, and I wish I had of. I didn't realize how nice of a feature it was going to be. Again, same hardware. You can see up here, really nice rear brake light, integrated in really well, and then that really nice handle that's up there, and again, that latching system. Some more things about the door. Again, you can adjust the height of the opening of your door. All the same hardware, all identical, all the hinge work. But if you look here, across this, there's this black panel. And if you can see, I'll try to get in here, slots. You can adjust the height of this panel in order to seal really nicely against your vehicle. So that's what this adjusts. And if you ever smack it, bend it, damage it, you just replace it, and you don't have to replace the entire door. There's a lot of little stuff like that about this camper that is really well thought out. Now that we're in the camper, you can see this camper is riveted together all over the place. Aircraft grade riveting. They did an excellent job. When you're looking up here, the panel with the gap I have in the middle here, I did that on purpose, that gap. So it's easy to close, and I don't want the front panels in, but there are 2 more panels for up here. They have a 20-inch opening to get in. I'll show you that in just a second. As I said, to open from the inside is that simple. You can close it pretty easily. Nice adjustable hardware. As you can see how that's done. Hooks. Every corner has hooks. Some of the really cool features of this camper, all these knockout panels. It comes with a 12-volt lighter adapter type plug and 2 USBs. All your electrical can run in here. If you can see this wire, your brake light wiring's already in. So I started to put some of these in to make sure I had the M12s everywhere. I need to buy some more. The store did not have enough. But you can see all this nice electrical chase all the way around the inside. I got a Switch Pros in here. I'm gonna get a pretty big battery system in here. One of the things I'm gonna do as I continue to grow this thing out is I'm gonna put a battery system. I'm gonna build a tray, and you're gonna be able to charge GoPro batteries. You're gonna be able to charge every other kind of battery. And ultimately, I'm gonna put an inverter solution in with shore power. And you're going to be able to, the fridge that goes in here, and you're going to be able to charge e-bikes from the battery or from, the solution that's built in, and then have shore power, keep your main battery all running at the same time. So can't wait to do that. One of the main reasons that I sold my Go Fast version 1 and went to a Super Pacific, this is a Founders Edition, so I got in early. And the main reason I did this is all this electrical. I was going to build all this into that Go Fast. And with that tubed framing, it was going to be a lot of work. The new version 2 Go Fast, I think, would have solved a lot of those problems, but it wasn't available at that time. So I ended up with Super Pacific, and I couldn't be happier. I love the owners. I love the owners of Go Fast also. I've met both. They're all outstanding people doing something amazing. So whatever you choose, if you choose a Super Pacific from this video, or you're trying to do your research, I have my reasons for doing this. I think this one's exceptionally well made. I love all the work they've done to it. Right. I haven't seen a version 2 Go Fast. I cannot comment on it, but this thing is superior to the version 1 in a lot of ways, including the sleeping mattress. We'll get into that soon. So as you can see, all this is riveted together nicely. All these panels are put together nice. And then it's a huge window. So you have a great pass through into the vehicle, and it's tilted forward nicely. And then once I get the MOLLE panels, they didn't have them yet. They're, COVID always is making manufacturing a little rough right now. So as soon as we get the MOLLE panels, that's going to be great. The solar I wired through. You can see where I brought it in, and then I ran it down, and then I put a hole in and ran it out, and then that's running, there's, to the batteries in the front, or to the charger controller, and then the wire will come back into the back when that time comes, okay? Again, you can see this door is really sturdy, not a lot of flex going on. I mean, this thing is just incredibly well made. Well, let's open the camper. I think that's next. I love having all these places to step. So these things, they're really nice. Positive, click, easily put a lock on this if you want so people can't open it. One of the things that's unique, this top, so the Go Fast, this top was very translucent. My wife didn't actually like that at night. A lot of light came through it, and she likes her environment pretty dark when she sleeps, so that wasn't very easy for her. This one is not translucent like that. You can see the solar on top. You can see the solar mounts I'm using for now until I can figure out something better. All this stuff, as you can see, works nicely in the T-slots, okay? And the T-slots are all the way around the top, all the way around, and they've got them on the inside. The other thing is they got this really nice handle so you can just get this thing open, okay? Now, The shocks that are on mine will be changed. This camper is a little bit tough to open right now, but I didn't tell them I was putting all the solar on top, so they used something lighter so it didn't slam the thing open. They shipped me, no questions asked, after I picked it up. They shipped me brand new struts. I just have to get them on that are heavy duty, and this thing will be super easy to open. So great zipper system, great temp material. This stuff is, I didn't have any condensation. I stayed in it 2 nights in the Pacific Northwest when I first got it. I had no condensation whatsoever, and it was definitely a good amount of humidity in the air up there in Washington when I was up. I left Portland and took it up to Washington. You've got some nice hooks on this thing for connecting stuff too. I'm going to use both cameras here. This is a nice rain gutter. There's no holes, no bugs come in. You've got a really nice rain gutter solution. You've got, as you can see, the holes for water to get out. They really thought this thing through. Okay. And you've got, when you want to, they use the same type of hooking everywhere for roll and hook on this thing. Apparently that one came unhooked on me, but they use an X-Ped mattress as your air mattress. This mattress is fantastic. It was so comfortable, easy to blow up and so comfortable. You can also see this slides pretty easy. Now it's back in place. So you got this excellent 20-inch opening for getting in and out. You can still use a ladder to get in on the sides if you want, but you don't need one. You can come in and go up. Now, the opening, this camper is taller. I need to go back and find my measurements. I'm gonna think it's 8 or 10 inches taller than version 1 Go Fast. So when you get in, it's not as easy to just jump up inside. I'd suggest, that's saying a lot because I have a deck system. So you're going to want to do something to get in easy, like a step stool. I'm about 5'8", my wife's about 5'2", so it's definitely worked for her. That's one of those things that, you know, I didn't anticipate, but there's an easy way around it. So let's climb in. All right, so you just pop up in here. Okay, now I'm right here. You can see back here, I drilled a hole, ran a bulkhead port through, and that's the solar wiring. I gotta find an attachment. See the rail, you can see how nicely you can attach things. This was a very well thought out feature. When you go to close it, it pulls the sides in very nicely. It's not a bungee across. You never have to touch it again. It's adjustable on the rail. They really thought a lot of things out about this camper. Other thing is, you've got all these great vents you open. You'd stick this up across the top. You pull this, it pushes that out. It gives you a nice full vent. You got those on both sides, and you've got 2 very nicely placed above. So you have a really nice venting system, again, that keeps this place bug free. The other thing, let's fold this back. The way they did this thing's at an angle, very easily just slides up. You have this, now you have this massive opening. Almost the entire bed of the truck is open. This piece can turn sideways. And then they have 2 more pieces that fit in here, so you could actually be fully enclosed up here as well. When I was down here, I didn't touch on this. It mounts directly to a Tundra bed rail. There's these bed rail pieces. There's probably several ways it can mount to other vehicles, so this is a really nice mounting system, pretty easy to use. You know, I really like how simple that solution was for this vehicle. Again, you've got all the doors have really nice zipper structure, huge openings, and it comes standard with them on all 3 sides. You don't have to ask for that as an option. The only thing I had to ask for as an option was that rear window. That's it. Otherwise, everything I've got is how it came, which I think is fantastic. It says that they really thought about what people want. When you're in here, you want this incredible directional view, right? You're up in your camper. We don't have these campers up on big trucks because, you know, we don't want to go see cool stuff, right? So I really love how they did that. This can slide out and turn sideways. So essentially, or it could sit on that side and you could go up in the middle, essentially turning this into, for especially stay on the deck system, a really nice table height workstation. So that I think is really cool. Then when you're ready, you just slide this back into place. and you're all done. Now you could put, I haven't put bedding in here permanently yet. The X-Ped's pretty easy to blow up and put down. You could leave light blankets up here. I could tell it's got plenty of room. We just haven't. This mattress is like a memory foamed air mattress. This thing is incredibly comfortable. The one in the Go Fast, we had to add a topper and I mean all kind. I mean it was not comfortable. So I don't know what the new one has, but that mattress that they had was just not awesome. My wife hated it actually. Let's talk about things from up inside the camper real quick. Incredible room above me. To give you an idea just how much room. You know, I'm on my knees fully up and I still have room. It's a lot taller than any camper I've been in and tested. So that's really nice. When this is open, it sits pretty flat when it's in the middle. So as long as your vehicle's pretty level, this is sort of a fun table to have just hanging right outside of this window. So you could pretty easily sit a cup of coffee out here in the morning, drop your legs down the opening with this open and stare out at the beautiful beach or wherever you happen to be camping at the time. All right, so let's climb out and I'll show you how easy this thing is to close. I'm gonna slide this forward again, that piece that I moved earlier. The reason I do that is so the tent doesn't fall down inside the camper. Without me having to put the other panels in. So for the most part, we'll probably always just take one panel, leave one opening to always get in and out, and the other panel for water and whatever you want to keep up there while you're sleeping. Okay, you grab it, you pull it down, and you see that was really simple. I don't know if you can tell, but it pulled that side in really well. You don't have to do a lot to tuck this one in. You'll see how simple this one actually is. Just double check as the gear comes down. Pop the locks. That's it. Okay, so we thought a lot about this camper. So one of the things I wanted to do, give you guys a couple of quick measurements on it. I'll show you a picture of my Go Fast with mountain bikes in it. I don't have them for this yet, but this is a much bigger opening, so I'm sure they're gonna fit very well. But from the deck system to the top of the opening is 32 inches, and inside to the 37 inches to the floor of the sleeping system. It's a lot of room in here, very tall. Then, because you know, in case you're curious, your deck system sits somewhere at about 12 and a half inches tall. If you had 12 and a half inches at measurement, you'll know your total height opening. So that gives you an idea how big the opening is. And then for width, base you're looking at about 56. Somewhere up here near the top, you're looking at about 47. So really nice opening all around, and that's pretty awesome. This gap from the bottom of the camper to the roof, 5.5 inches roughly, so probably 5 in the center. So that gives you an idea about how much room you have for like a Prince rack. So the other thing, that door, it's about 20 inches tall by about 55 inches, so it's a big opening. So you've got a lot of room to get inside of the vehicle, store gear, put things in and out, all that good stuff. I love this camper. They did a fantastic job. It goes down the road really well. It's very quiet. The solar and the Yakima HD bars don't make any noise up there. The wind resistance is not a problem. I was worried about that gap, and it just didn't make any difference compared to the previous camper. So that's awesome. And then overall, this camper, it's light. They weighed it, I want to say without solar, it was like 360 pounds roughly. So it's very light. It's just over 400 pounds with the solar on it. That's why I had to do airbags, because between the solar and the deck and everything I keep in there, it finally overran the 750 pound springs. If I hadn't done the deck system and all that, I wouldn't have had to have done airbags with this vehicle. It's just how much weight I've added. The camper itself is pretty light. It wouldn't have worked the system hardly at all. As I start adding stuff to it, I'll do future videos. I'm gonna do a video all on the solar and connect it to the battery, the solution for charging e-bikes and all that stuff in the future, and how I get all that designed into the camper. So, you know, hit subscribe, hit like, and look for future videos on this camper build out as we get going. I hope to see you out at the campsites and out on the trails.